I want you to be very careful with who you take advice from, including myself, and what kind of advice you actually take. Almost everybody that you encounter in life is going to give you some type of advice that they think is beneficial for you. First of all, realize that not everybody has your best interest in mind. Almost nobody has your best interest in mind, except other than maybe your mom, dad, and few close relatives or friends. Even if someone does have really good intentions for you or intentions for the advice that they're going to give you, does not necessarily mean that it's going to be helpful. Plenty of times where parents, loved ones, or family members, they'll go ahead and give you advice that in their head is like the best advice for you. At the end of the day, only you know what type of advice you actually need to succeed in life. What's going to happen if you take advice from everybody is you'll get a bunch of people who most of the time don't know anything about what they're talking about. You're just going to be going a little bit here, a little bit there, and you're pretty much going to get nowhere. You're not going to get the results that you want. You're not going to get what you want out of life. What I want you to do to actually start to get the results that you want out of life, getting advice from people, is first of all, understand that there's always going to be someone that knows a lot more about anything than you. You're simply a student, and there's people that are way ahead of you in life. Another thing I want you to understand is that most people nowadays are idiots and they don't know what they're talking about, but they'll give advice like they're pros at whatever they're talking about. For example, how many times have you seen people that might be overweight giving you advice on losing weight? Or people who are not the best in financial spots, give you advice on how to make money. These people will give you this advice acting like they have like the best advice, and it's like, okay, clearly you're not very knowledgeable in this area. What you want to do is you're going to do two things. I want you to go ahead and look at people around you or people online who have the kind of results that you want, whether it be like spiritually, mentally, physically, whatever area. Just kind of look and see like, okay, this person has the results I want. This person I know, he's got the results I want. And I want you to actually, take the advice and take the stuff that they give you because they actually have the results that you want. And when somebody gives you advice on things that they're clearly not qualified for, just be like, oh, okay, thank you so much. Great advice. And then just literally shove it out the window. If it's something like, oh, don't do this because when I was younger, I did this and this is why I'm in the position I am now. That's different. But like I said earlier, like if it's someone that's clearly like overweight or they're not really that fit and they're trying to give you like awesome advice about like working out when they don't even work out, you know what I'm saying? That's when you start to like identify this and be like, okay, yeah, thank you so much for the tips. And then boom, like just wash it out. Because in reality, how is that really going to help you out? You know what I mean? By simply following the advice of people that have the results that you want and ignoring the advice for people that don't actually have the results or even the experience that you want, that's going to help you out so much in weeding out that advice. Now, the second thing is at the end of the day, you know what's best for yourself. You might not know the most about what it is that you want, but at the end of the day, you know what you really want. That deep down in a subconscious level, you know like, okay, I really want blank, or I really want this. No one else around you is going to know what you want. So at the end of the day, do a lot of research, take a lot of advice and kind of analyze it and just be like, okay, look at that from your point of view, look at it from his point of view, giving you the advice. But at the end of the day, I want you to use your intuition to really go in the direction that you want. Intuition is the ability of when you get that information or that gut feeling with no real explanation or no real reasoning. So it's like that tummy feeling. Like, for example, sometimes you'll notice that something is off. You have no reason to think that something is off, but you do. And then it turns out something is off. You know what I mean? I'm sure you definitely had something like that. And it's happened over like a bunch of years due to evolution to really just kind of stay alive. You can Google it. But pretty much, I want you to use your intuition because at the end of the day, you'll kind of know like, if you really trust yourself, sometimes you'll go in the right direction, especially if you really make yourself knowledgeable. Your subconscious mind will kind of know in that direction that you want to go. And then personally, like in my life, I've always had people that have told me, oh, Israel, don't do that because this is going to happen if you do this. Or Israel, no, you think it's so easy to do blank, but just wait till you see. Like, maybe in their heads, they had the best advice for me because they didn't want me to fail. But at the end of the day, I kind of knew. I'm like, no, I've done plenty of research on this. Like, I know this is the right thing for me to do. People who are in the similar position and wanted the same results as me, they wanted to do this, they did this way, and it worked out for them. I'm gonna trust my intuition. I'm gonna just go ahead and do it the way that I feel is best for me to get what I want. And I followed through and I stuck through. And it's always seemed to work for me. The few times that it did not go well for me and something actually ended up not going the way I wanted to was when I didn't trust my intuition and I blankly listened to people just because they talked me out of something that was clearly like the right path or the right decision for me. Just keep this in mind. I feel like it'll be very useful, especially for someone like, especially as a young person. You have so many people trying to guide you in the right way, and like understand that people sometimes do want the best for you. Like they generally do want to help you, but at the end of the day, what someone might think is the best for you is not the best. It's not what you actually want. And they'll never actually know that. You know what I mean? Like your parents, they could want the absolute best for you, but it's not going to be the life you want. It's not like a parent's dream child. A parent's dream child is like every every son or every daughter's like worst dream. Like you'd never want to be that. You could fit into that small good category, but you'll hate your life. Like who wants to live like such a perfect life where you're just always like the square guy who, you know, is always doing the right thing and like never messes up, like gets all straight A's, never disappoints his parents. Like, dude, that is so lame. That is not how you actually want to be. Like maybe you actually want to, you know, occasionally do some fun things. You still want to, you know, keep your life on track. But, you know, at the end of the day, your parents want you to be that ideal version because, you know, it's what they think is best for you. But they'll never know what's truly best for you because only you know what you truly want. That's why you got to listen to yourself too. And, you know, start looking in areas of like ways that you could help yourself and improve yourself, because you have to be humble enough to actually know, hey, I don't know everything. There's people that know a lot more than me. Let me listen to them. And the cool part is you, even like for the people who, let's say they're not qualified for whatever you want, or maybe it's someone that's the smartest person. I feel you can always learn something from everyone, whoever it is, whether they're the smartest person in the room or maybe not the smartest person in the room. But think about it, even like the people who are not the brightest, dude, you see them mess up so much in their life. Like they like completely just destroy their life sometimes. They just make like the dumbest choices. But that's a perfect good learning moment. You'd be like, dang, thank goodness I saw this guy. Now I know what not to do. Like, thank you for giving me examples on things I didn't even really realize, but you know, it was so dumb that you did it that like now I know, okay, don't do that dumb action, because like look what happens clearly. So you're learning from that, and you can learn from everyone a little piece. You just need to know how to, you know, take the good and then leave the bad. And if it's a lot of bad stuff, then leave all of it. At least you now know, hey, don't do that. And remember, like in life, a lot of the key is like time. Time is huge because we have such little and limited time, right? It is finite. So one of the most useful things you can always have with time is if you know somebody that's further ahead in something you want to do, ask them questions and they'll teach you how to get there faster without having to waste so much time. And then boom, you just multiplied your skills. It's like skipping in the front of the line. You're like, this guy, like let's say you want a business, I make like 10K a month. He knows it. So just go and ask him, get advice, and then boom, you skip the line and you save so much time. Now because you listen to someone that was knowledgeable in the area you wanted to, now you're much further ahead. Peace.